Not having aligned clear technical guidelines on how to quantify significant increase in credit risk is a major challenge for institutions that follow the international financial reporting standards. But it's also an opportunity as companies can define and incorporate their own measures on the top of the baseline requirements. Hello everyone, my name is Sabi and I work in the analytics department at Experian, and one of our missions is to help clients develop compliant IFRS9 parameter models and ECL calculation solutions. Entities under IFRS9 need to make sure that they recognize on time and with the correct amount the expected credit losses whenever they suspect that there is a significant increase in credit risk. Well, in plain English, it means that, for example, if a loan account has demonstrably higher chance to become non-performing today compared to its opening date, specific actions are required to reflect this increased risk in the loss estimations. The related EBA guidelines require that there is frequent assessment using both quantitative and qualitative criteria to determine whether there has been a severe worsening in the risk levels. Let's take qualitative measures first, where there are some obvious ones to put in place. An account, for example, that is already in a 30+ delinquency bucket is typically flagged SICR. Another example is when the account has been restructured due to payment difficulties or it was in default status in the past 12 months. When it comes to quantitative tools, the probability of default is the way to go that measures the likelihood of an account becoming non-performing within a given period. These probability measures are generally available at the time of the account opening and updated also afterwards with a set frequency. So comparing these opening date PDs from the past with the present values, we could draw conclusions about the changes in risk levels using, for example, absolute and relative differences between the values. But it requires deeper analysis to set an appropriate acceptable cutoff level for these relative and absolute changes. And on the top of that, the PDs used in the comparisons have to be based on lifetime forward-looking adjusted versions, increasing further the complexity of the calculations. And this, of course, carries the risk of over or underestimation the losses and will eventually result in incorrect provisioning. In Experian, we have been working with different portfolios, creating tailor-made SICR flagging rules, intermediate models, and the deep analysis performed on the data. And our solutions and recommended SICR flagging approaches could involve, for example, the development of a client or portfolio-specific SICR model using decision trees or other modeling techniques, even machine learning or raw rate analysis, or other data-driven solutions. Our analytics team have been successfully delivering and supporting several client projects across the region with the local teams, so we have an in-depth knowledge on what the most typical approaches are in the market, how institutions approach defining their own SICR framework, what are the most common regulatory and audit recommendations and improvement areas, and how this framework could be further optimized to result in a more accurate and stable ECL estimation. If your organization also faces challenges when it comes to IFRS9, needs support with parameter model developments, validation, setting SICR criteria, or just want to have a non-binding discussion about any of these topics in general, please feel free to reach out to our team. Thanks for listening to Experian Analytics Academy, Insights that Impact. Please make sure to watch the other topics in our academy and subscribe to our Analytics Academy newsletter.